I've been getting a ton of questions on my Instagram about weight loss journey and how I lost all of that weight after I had my daughter. I had all the chocolate. I did not hold back one bit.
What do you want?
We get that.
I caught you.
Yeah, I ended up gaining 50 pounds, half of my body weight. And so my face swelled up. I could barely talk anymore.
Is this normal?
It just caused so much panic and anxiety. It was crazy. Hey guys, it's Lauren here. Something that I've been getting a ton of questions on my Instagram about is my weight loss journey and how I lost all of that weight after I had my daughter. So I'm finally sitting down to film this and tell you guys a little bit about what that was like for me and what worked and what didn't work. But before I get into it, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you like this video and comment below. Tell us what else you guys want to see. So before I really get into it, I just want to say that everybody is different. Weight looks different on everybody. So like for me, I'm 5'4". I like to say 5'5", but I'm really 5'4". And before I got pregnant, I was roughly like 110. And I've always been small. That's just how my body is. And so yeah, everyone's different. This is just my story that I'm sharing with you guys. I don't want you to in any way compare yourself to me or anyone else. So let's just definitely have that out there first. But so when I started, I was like 110. And then I kind of took pregnancy as the time in my life where I could finally just like go nuts and eat as many desserts as possible. So I did that almost immediately after finding out that I was pregnant. I had cake, I had cupcakes, I had ice cream, I had all the chocolate, everything. I did not hold back one bit.
What do you got there?
Hop on.
What do you want?
We get that.
You happy?
Oh yeah. This is good.
I caught you.
What do you think you're doing?
And I did that because I had never had an issue with gaining weight when I was growing up. And so I was like, I'm not gonna get crazy fat right now because I never have. And also if I do, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna grow a huge belly anyway. So I just am kind of out of control regardless. So yeah, I ended up gaining 50 pounds, which is, you know, if you think about it, half of my body weight before I got pregnant. So for a frame that's like really small to carry 50% extra on top of the original weight, that's a lot. Yeah, so at the end of my pregnancy, I was very uncomfortable. I think I actually gained a lot of water weight too, just because my body couldn't keep up with the extra weight. And so my face swelled up, I could barely talk anymore. I was getting like carpal tunnel in my wrists, and I also had like indents where I had so much water weight everywhere. It was crazy.
Is this normal?
But almost immediately after I had my daughter, that went away. And I think I weighed myself when I got home from the hospital and I had lost 12 pounds just from having my daughter. And so there I was at 38 pounds over where I started. So that's really where my weight loss journey began. Okay. So starting when I came home from the hospital, I chose to breastfeed. So I was breastfeeding my daughter, and everybody told me that as soon as I started breastfeeding, all the weight would just fall off. And for me, that was not true at all. It did not happen. I felt like while I was breastfeeding, I actually held on to more weight. And breastfeeding was a really difficult thing for me. I was stressed out the whole time. And yeah, I mean, it's an amazing thing to be able to do for your baby, but for me, it just caused so much panic and anxiety about producing milk. It was crazy. So I actually started supplementing at about 5 months. I think it was like half and half at 5 months. And I slowly weaned her off. And for me, I was working out all the time during this period that I was breastfeeding. I think I was still doing like at least 5 days a week at the gym. While she was asleep, I would run over there for an hour and do that, and nothing really seemed to work. So I was really frustrated at that point. I was like, what is happening? Like, am I ever gonna get back to how I was before? I just kind of was really discouraged about that. And then I was also stressing about the breastfeeding thing and not having any time for myself, really. So it was a really hard time for me at that point. And then, you know, like, she naturally weaned off breastfeeding and she was on formula, and I kind of felt like as soon as I stopped breastfeeding, that was when the weight really started falling off for me. And I was by no means back where I was when I started at that point, even when it started coming off easier, but that was definitely something that I learned. All right, so a few things that I believe helped me get my body back quicker is focusing on a plant-based diet. I try and include as many plants in what I eat as possible. So like, it doesn't have to be a salad either. It's like you can eat rice or grains of some kind with broccoli or sweet potato, or I don't know, just like eating clean, almost paleo, but I'm not that strict about it. So that's one thing. Number two, always try to be moving. Like during the day, I don't sit down that often just to rest, so that helps obviously. But also, if you just work out 3 to 5 times a week, I feel like that helps tremendously. Set small goals for yourself. Don't go crazy right out the gate. I would say if you're not working out at all, maybe try like 2 days a week and then kind of build it up from there. And then same with the dieting thing too. You don't want to just cut everything out that you're doing right away, because then you're going to end up relapsing and going back to the thing you're not supposed to be eating. So don't deprive yourself of anything. Just eat those things in moderation and have healthy things make up the majority of your diet. And then also one thing that I kind of do is kind of like a mental health thing. I try and think of exercise as my therapy. So like anytime I'm stressed out, I'm like, Arie, can you please take Alessi for a second? I just have to go for a run, or I have to cycle or do something active, because in my mind, that's what's gonna calm me down. And I think there actually is a like medical reason for that, because you know, the hormones in your body are released when you exercise and it calms you down. So when you become a mom, you don't have as much time for yourself. It's really hard to get to the gym. So one of the things I definitely had to learn to do was be adaptable when it comes to working out. So anytime Alessi is sleeping, I would try and work out at home by doing YouTube workouts or an app online, just doing something at home. I used to drive like 30 minutes to a trainer while I was pregnant to work out with him for an hour. And I ended up finding a boxing gym that's literally a minute from my house. It's like right around the corner. So I could just put her down for a nap if my husband was home, run to the boxing gym, do that, and then come home before she wakes up. Another thing you can do is get a stationary bike. And one of my favorite things to do now actually is to put my stationary bike in my bedroom, bring all the shades down, get a YouTube video up from SoulCycle, put that on there, turn it up really loud, and pretend like I'm in a spin class. And it's like the most amazing thing ever. I think around 9 months is when I felt like I was finally there. Like I had my old body back and I was feeling really good. And then quarantine hit and I decided to try vegetarianism out. And I still had like extra 3 to 5 pounds at that point when I started. And I feel like over the last 2.5 months that I've been quarantined and cooking at home all the time, I have toned up a lot and I got back down to the 110 that I was before. So that's what works for me. That's what didn't work for me, and yeah. So I hope this was informative for you guys. I hope you don't try and compare yourself to me again, because that's not at all what I'm telling you about this for. Everyone is different and different things work for different people. So just keep that in mind. But this was my weight loss journey and I'm really happy I get to share it with you guys. So thanks for watching.